What is going on, Colts Nation? Welcome back to another episode of Bring the Juice. So, guys, I wanted to react to this because this was popping up on my social media a lot today, and it has a lot of Colts Nation in an uproar over the comments made by Manti Te'o on Good Morning Football today. So, Cody, did you see this video already today? Did you watch it?
No, it's been one of those days, man. I
Okay.
haven't been able to see it yet.
I hadn't watched it all morning up until like maybe an hour ago. I'm still kind of upset by the comments made. It is what it is. But we're gonna hop into this. So this was Will Blackman and Manti Te'o talking about who should be starting week 1 for the Indianapolis Colts. It's a quick 2-minute video here. Let's just go ahead, hop into it here, Cody, and we'll see what they have to say about it.
The leader of the band, it got to be AR, Anthony Richardson, just because of what his ability is. You look at this offense and what Shane Steichen does. This offense is designed to threaten you vertically, horizontally. He presents us all those problems. And as a coach, like an I coach, coaches needs a coach. I said that 4 times. Coaches needs a coach.
Coach.
And don't take the easy route and be like, okay, we're just going to put Daniel Jones because we know what he can do. We've seen this movie before. This is like Jurassic Park 3, right? We've seen 1 and 2. We see the third one. Okay, we know what's happening. We know what's going on. Sure, the T-Rex is going to come out, but give me something new. Give me the Indominus Rex, right? Give me Owen. Let's go out there, someone who can speak to Raptors. And I feel like with Anthony Richardson, what he can do, he's so effective. He's so explosive, and also. I think he's still top 5, one of the youngest quarterbacks in the entire NFL.
Yeah,
so let's not, we know what we're going to get. We put Daniel Jones out there. We've seen this story before. Let's not play it safe. Let's set the tone for the fans. Let's get Anthony Richardson rolling. Let's get him going.
I don't know, Will.
He said it so flippant. He goes, gotta be.
I don't know. I mean, you talk about we know what we're going to get from Daniel Jones. We also know what we're going to get from Anthony Richardson. And the thing about football is this, ladies and gentlemen, football is the greatest team sport. Why? Because my success on the team depends on you. My success depends as a quarterback on my O-line blocking. My success depends on my running back really getting those extra yards. My success depends on my receivers catching the ball. Now, when I can't depend on you because you tap out on me in a critical game situation, I don't know as a teammate. We're talking about, Jamie, you said, how would it feel to be a QB in that room? I'm trying to think about how would it feel to be a teammate in that locker room when I witness my starting quarterback tap out in the middle of a game. I have never seen that happen ever. Well, matter of fact, I've seen it once, and it was on Remember the Titans when Petey tapped out of the game. That's the only time. And if you're looking at Daniel Jones isn't Ryan Gosling. He's not going to give him if Daniel Jones gets the starting position, he's not going to go up to the coach and say, hey, coach, I'm not doing well. Stick Anthony Richardson in. He's not going to do that, okay? So as a teammate, as somebody who's bled, sweat, and really went through some growth pains with you, for you to demonstrate that I can't count on you in certain situations, even if it's for one play on a third down. When I needed you the most, you were not there. I got to go with Daniel Jones because at least I know you're not going to tap out on me.
Okay, so this is what I want to share a couple things real quick about this. So first things first, he says he taps out in a critical moment in the game. Cody, it was a 3rd down and 23 in a situation where they knew they were going to hand the football off to Jonathan Taylor, get some extra yards, and kick a field goal. They knew that was what was going to happen there. And you can try and toss it any way that you want to. It was a 3rd down and 23. The odds of you being able to have to throw the football there, it's slim to none. Secondly, he made it out, again, I say in point, he said it was a crucial moment in the game. I'm pretty sure it was the middle of the second quarter, if I'm not mistaken, on that time frame. And also, he brings up the example of Remember the Titans, where Petey exits out of the game and proceeds to not play that position for the remainder of the year. Cody, it was one play. So, I'll let you react to this real quick because I'm going to go off on a tangent and I want to get your reaction to Blackman and Te'o, because I look at this and I say, Te'o's point came from a point of emotion versus Blackman's feeling of it came from a strategy of a football team. What say you to this?
So, this has been a point of conversation for a while now. Ever since it happened, you always have somebody seeming to bring it up, and, I'll say this, like, I see certain points from certain points of view. I understand where Manti Te'o is coming from in the sense of, that was not good from a leadership standpoint. Like, you need to know you're going to rely on a guy. He's not going to tap out. I agree with that.
Yeah. I
But
don't
also,
think there's anyone that doesn't. Like, I don't think anyone has ever sat here and said, oh, yeah, we can excuse that. Like, I'm not sitting here and saying that it didn't show a lack of leadership from the young quarterback at that time. Yes.
Yeah, no. So I think we're all on the same page there. We have not excused it away. That was a bad moment by Anthony Richardson, by an immature moment by, frankly, an immature kid at that point, to make that thing, right? That happens. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. Like, we can all agree on that. But I think, Derek, it's such a thing where I just feel like it's like, when are we ever going to move past this? And okay, Manti Te'o, I guess you've never made a mistake before. I know it's probably not as huge of a, well, I don't know, Derek. In fact, we know there was a big
I'm not going to say it on here, but whatever. Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, why is there room for margin for other things? But it's almost this weird kind of double standard where it's like, yeah, it was a bad look at the time. Correction needed to happen. All that stuff happened. But if you're completely out on Anthony Richardson because of one extremely poor judgment decision that happened there, like, I guess nobody deserves grace, huh? I guess nobody deserves a second chance. That's what I'm saying. Like, why are we so hung up on one thing that happened?
They're treating a 22-year-old who excused himself off the field for one play in which he most likely would have not influenced the play in any way, shape, or form if he was out there or not, versus all these guys that commit violent offenses or get themselves in trouble with the law. And yet we never hear them get crucified as much for that stuff as what we are doing to this 22-year-old kid that didn't, like, again, was extremely, like, he's extremely raw in not only his talent, but also in his understanding of it. But as you said, when are we going to let it go? Like, are we going to hold that onto that energy forever? Like, you're telling me that a guy that subbed out on a 3rd and 23 has to be crucified for the rest of his life in that regard? And I'm sorry, Manti Te'o, do you have sources inside the Colts locker room that's telling you how these players feel about him? Because in retrospect, to me, if I didn't know any better, I would think those players have shared their piece with Anthony Richardson and looked at what he's done now and are saying this kid is heading in the right direction, because we have seen everything change for him. He, not only when he got benched because of what happened, later that season came back, had some pivotal moments where he showed some great leadership and great clutch ability. And then this year, this offseason, he's gotten help. He's gotten better as a football player. He has sounded much more like a guy that understands that he needs to do more as a quarterback in order to lead this team. And it's just like people are stuck in last year. Like Anthony Richardson, from that moment to now, has not made any changes to himself. He hasn't changed who he is as a person. He hasn't changed who he is as a player. All these different things. It's like they're trying to hold on to it and say that disqualifies him from being able to be given a chance to be a QB1. Like I said, Cody, Te'o's argument was all emotion. I can't put him as QB1 because I feel that the players can't trust him. Versus Blackman saying that the reason why Richardson should be QB1 is because Steichen's offense is designed specifically for an Anthony Richardson, a guy that can stretch the field and also expand it because of his ability to throw vertical and be able to run. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to listen to the argument of, oh, pity me argument from Manti Te'o when I'm looking at Blackman trying to make an actual argument.
Well, Derek, I just look at it like this. Take the football part of it out just for a second. So just say in life, like you or I does something extremely dumb that's public towards the other person. Are we just going to say, no, you did that thing against me that one time, and so you're dead to me? I don't trust you. I'll never trust you ever again, right? Like, obviously, there's certain things, like, of course, like, yeah, there's different levels to it, but this is not that deep. That's my argument is like, this is not deep enough where Anthony Richardson should not ever get another opportunity to play for the Colts. It's not that deep. It really isn't, right? It's something that obviously the Colts handled internally. I mean, we know that, right? So like you said, like, why are we so stuck on the past? And why are we so like for these different people? Why is that the argument they keep going back to? Why isn't, oh, he didn't hit 50% of his passes? Like, why isn't there actual tangible stuff beyond that we're referring to? To be honest, the fact that Manti Te'o, that was the first thing he brought up, completely invalidates his point for me. Like, his opinion does not matter to me. It holds no weight to me because that's like the low-hanging fruit. If you go to that, Derek, your argument to me is invalid. It's null and void. It doesn't matter to me. And Manti Te'o, I liked you at Notre Dame, but your opinion flat out sucks. It sucks because you're going to that low-hanging fruit that everybody likes to go to. You're not making an actual point. All you're doing is acting like a clown with your comments. It's a cop-out answer. It's a cop-out excuse, and I'm tired of it, dude. I'm tired of it.
I know.
And look, this is not me, Derek, and I know you'll say the same thing. We're not 100% on Anthony Richardson is going to be the franchise quarterback. We don't know that.
Right.
But from a life principle standpoint, that is absolutely poor. Absolutely poor to do that.
Yeah.
You have a platform, and you're using it to spread that BS. I am just sick and tired of it.
I feel you, dude. It triggers me still to this day. Like, I mean, my parents know to do it to get under my skin because my parents are the old fashioned people that are like, oh, like he did it that one time. Like, I'll never let him not hear the end of it. Like, and that's what bothers me. Like, if you're only going to base this argument of does someone deserve the quarterback position based solely off of one decision in the grand scheme of things, really all wasn't that important to the season in general. Like, yeah, it was important to the team at the time, but like to stretch it out now and to make that your only argument it's ridiculous. It's just trying to make something bigger than what it is now. Like, if that were the case, then when Anthony Richardson came back in those 4 games after the benching, he wouldn't have been able to have those 2 come from behind wins in those clutch moments. Guys wouldn't have been blocking for him. Guys wouldn't have been catching for him. Guys weren't running for him. So, like, you know, and he wants to say, like, oh, the linemen weren't blocking very well, or the linemen should be blocking for you. Running backs should run the ball very well for you. Receivers should be catching the ball. Well, I mean, we said it last year, Cody. The wide receivers weren't doing a great job of that in the first place. And the offensive line wasn't all that great last year either. They were average about at best for most of the time. So, again, do we want to only focus on the one guy not doing his job or other people not doing theirs as well? I don't know. But yeah, it's, I know a lot of people in the comments are going to say, oh, these guys are getting triggered and they're excusing Anthony Richardson of everything. No, we're not. We have said it over and over again. We will never forget that. It doesn't matter if Anthony Richardson goes on to be an almost Hall of Fame quarterback. We will still look back on that day and we will sit here and say that there's been very few times ever that we have ever seen a quarterback in any way, shape, or form ever asked to come out of a game. in a moment in which they didn't. So we're going to obviously sit here and we're going to be remembered of that forever. But that does not mean that we can't move on. It's like the expression, Cody, you got to forgive, but you don't have to forget. Like, right. That's the whole point here. Like, forgive the notion. This guy made a mistake. Don't crucify him over something so bad. Understand what people should do, which is, okay, you don't have to forget it, but just let it move on. It's last year's thing. Let's see if he can fix that wrongdoing.
Well, and you said, like, if he turns into this great quarterback, but Derek, we'll call a spade a spade. If he sucks this year, and he's terrible and he gets hurt again, we're fully prepared to move on and draft a quarterback in the spring. Like, we are fully prepared to do that. I just hate the idea of not letting something go. Like you said, that was last year's news. Like, why are we bringing it into 2025? This was a 2024 thing. It was. And let's just see how 2025 plays out. Let's not use this as like ammunition against the kid, who obviously we know there was some immaturity there and we have called it out and a lot of people have called it out, but let's let it be a learning moment, not a black mark on the rest of this kid's career, regardless if it turns out great or if it turns out not great. And he, is hurt or inconsistent and all that stuff. I am far less concerned about that, Derek, because I think that's all water under the bridge right now. And it's just, can he be a good quarterback? I mean, that's just where we're at right now. And that's what we got to focus on. So I just hate these kind of arguments like this, trying to bring that old crap back. Like, why don't you focus on the stuff of now instead of the stuff of the past that stuff matters. But also, Derek, it's not the main focus right now. And it shouldn't be the main focus for anybody.
And I liked Blackman's idea of, like, we know what we're going to get from Daniel Jones because he has more time in this league. We have more of an understanding of the type of player he is. And, that doesn't always fit Shane Steichen's system. Now, it can obviously work, but it's not really going to fit the mold perfectly of what Steichen really wants to do in his offense. And that's why he said Anthony Richardson makes more sense in that area because of his vertical ability and his big explosive ability. Like, that's an argument I can get behind. Now, if you want to say that Anthony Richardson still feels like a step behind and that we've seen Daniel Jones play playoff football before, and you feel that experience is going to help with this offense that is better than what Daniel Jones had before, then, and on top of that, say that, the whole benching and tapping out for one play thing also kind of irks you, then I get it. But as we said before, just putting your entire notion on just the one thing to play off of the emotions of other people is just not a good argument to make.
It's just unethical to me, Derek, to do that for clicks. Like, it just makes me mad. It's just like, why do you have to stoop that low to do that? Just for engagement. It's just, I hate those. It's like the rage bait sort of stuff. That's what it feels like with these comments now.
Right.
It's like, you are months and months late, like, on this stuff. Like, let's not bring it back. So yeah, it is what it is. I mean, it's fun to react to this stuff, but ultimately it really doesn't matter that much. At the end of the day, it's just you kind of get an idea of whose opinions you actually matter and whose opinions you really can't take seriously.
Yep, absolutely. Well, that's going to do it for reacting to this one, guys. Let us know your thoughts. I'm sure there will be some juicy comments in the comment section. Thank you guys so much. And as always, go Colts.